Hey guys, it's Brooke. I'm going to do another recording today talking about um talking about alcohol and talking about rituals and alcohol and marijuana. And I know a lot of people have questions about these things, especially if you don't really, never did marijuana or drink like that. And how what this has to do with connected to the spiritual world. I'm going to talk about my experiences with these things. And so here we go. So, everyone knows why people call alcohol spirits at this point. It's all over the internet. They're called spirits because the chemical composition of alcohol, which was, I believe, alcohol was created by one of the ancient civilizations. The chemical composition was created to program the mind a certain way to be able to get into a different altered state and perceive reality in a different state. So with alcohol, sometimes, well, back in the day, people used alcohol not to get fucked up, really, but to do rituals and to do spiritual practices. They would drink and they would communicate with the spirits. That's why they're called spirits. And certain alcohols have certain deities attached to them, and certain alcohols have different chemical compositions. Don't ask me what the chemical composition is because I really do have to research that, and I'm not into chemistry, but so I'm just going to go into how alcohol affected me in these certain types of situations. Now, I just started studying alcohol and ritual. Before, I used to drink because I wanted to get fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I was younger, when I hit my early 20s, because I was such a book nerd and my grandparents were really strict, I didn't really have much of a social life, which I didn't care for it anyway because I was a very antisocial, socially awkward person. But I didn't really care for much of a social life. I just cared about learning, educating myself, and being nerdy. So I spent most of my time alone on the internet researching things. And when I hit my early 20s, though, I became a party monster. I became all over the place, messed up. And I'm glad I went through that when I was young because, at one point or another in your life, you have to get that out your system. You have to go through that phase. So I used to drink to get fucked up or whatever, because I liked the feeling and stuff. But what I really didn't, because I didn't do the research, because when I was younger, I was, I knew about marijuana. I did a lot of research on weed because I was so anti-drugs. Like, I was just not a drug person because I had people in my family that were destroyed by drugs and alcohol. So I was extremely careful. I was in a lot of fear. So I was very limited in my options. So I did drink. I did drink because, I didn't feel like it would completely destroy my life because I see what it does to people. I knew I would have the ability to stop when it got too real. And as far as marijuana, now I did a lot of research on marijuana before I even tried it because I was scared. Like I was listening to the propaganda like, oh, it's a addictive drug. And when I actually did my research and spoke with people who told me like marijuana is not like the other drugs. Like it is a plant, it's a healing plant. And I researched this for years before I tried it because I was scared because, like I said, I have family members that were destroyed by hard drugs. But so just doing my research from weed and learning that weed was like the lesser of the two evils of, alcohol, cigarettes, or whatever. So I was like, okay, so let me just explain what happened to me with alcohol first. So when I started drinking, I liked the feeling because I had anxiety. See, I didn't realize I had severe anxiety until I actually drank and smoked weed. But I drank, I got fucked up, did dumb shit, drank, got fucked up, did dumb shit. Okay, so here we go. I drink because I don't realize the spiritual principle. I get messed up and I start hearing voices. Oh, you're schizophrenic. Something's wrong with you. Hold on. Just listen to what I have to say. Because I don't hear this shit. The only time I start hearing things like that is when I'm in a really depressed state, in a really dark place, or when I'm really drunk, really, really messed up and in a dark place. I started to hear voices telling me things like, you should jump off the bridge, you should cut your wrists, you should masturbate and give us your energy. So when I started hearing stuff like that, I'm like, whoa, that is, and I thought it was my own voice, because that's how these demons like to do. They like to say things to you in your own voice to confuse you, because they don't think much of humans or souls in human bodies. They think we're stupid, and they think we're food to them. So I get fucked up, and I'd be like, yo, why the fuck am I hearing this kind of stuff in my head? I thought I went to therapy and stuff. I went to get checked out. They said I didn't have schizophrenia or anything like that, because I don't see hallucinations and I don't hear things outside of myself. It was just my own voice telling me when I got fucked up some certain times, right? I kept hearing the weirdest things in my head, like things telling me to do horrific things, like give me your energy. It was teaching me how to make light some candles, get in the circle, and masturbate and give them my energy. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck kind of shit is this? Like, I've never even thought of some shit like this. This is crazy. Like, this sounds, this sounds like a fucking psychopathic movie. This sounds like American Psycho shit, So why am I having these kinds of thoughts? This is crazy. So I'm drinking and stuff, and I've had so many occasions where I drank and I heard very loud, clear voices in my head telling me to do really fucked up things. And I thought to myself, are these just like inner, deeper, darker parts of myself that are manifesting themselves because the alcohol, what alcohol does is it relaxes you, and it does something where your inhibitions are lowered. And you're in an altered state. And your clear thinking and your logical and rational thinking is tampered with, pretty much. So, and your defenses are down. So when I'm hearing these crazy voices in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I need to chill with drinking. Something is wrong with me. Like, I'm having some fucking life crisis or some shit. Like, what's going on with me? Why am I hearing these things? When I started actually doing research, because I've always been spiritual. I've always been like, into, because I remember, guys, I was talking about my experiences with alien abduction. I've always was into the spiritual, but with alcohol, I never really thought about it until it made sense to me. Like, you know what? I really do think alcohol can connect you with the spirits, most likely demonic spirits. It also could be used to connect you with higher beings as well. It depends on the way you do the ritual. But at the time, I wasn't doing no rituals. I was just drinking to get fucked up, or drinking because I was depressed, or drinking because I wanted to feel better. And I was hearing these voices, and I was like, okay. So there is a spiritual aspect to drinking. When you get really messed up, most of the voices I've heard were bad. They were dark. It was demonic, telling me to, like, they were trying to get me to do demonic rituals so they could get energy to come through the, because when you get really fucked up, like, your body, the connection between your soul and body is severed, and the connection to your mind and body is severed. So all the parts of your mind, body, and soul, the connections are severed. So it makes it easier for these voices and these darker realms and these darker forces to reach you and contact you. And you start hearing voices and telling you to do really wild, outlandish shit, like, oh, you should cut your wrist, take your blood, sign this paper. Like, I kept hearing that over and over and over. I was like, whoa, this is some other shit. So I started praying and trying to figure out, I was trying to, speak to the Most High, and I was trying to speak to, like, the angelic interstellar forces or the intergalactic federation. I was trying to reach out to somebody, like, somebody help me. Why the fuck am I having these crazy thoughts? And what I got back in response was, there are dark beings that are trying to get me to open more portals. And when you get fucked up, it's easier for them, like they have more influence over you, like they're able to control you because you're you're more of a zombie. I guess you're in a more zombified state, or so that's what happens with alcohol. If you're not doing the rituals right, I wasn't doing no rituals. I was just trying to get fucked up. But when I actually started drinking wine and doing ritual, actually lighting candles and looking deep into myself, and using wine for positive spiritual positive spiritual conquests, you know, I actually have more positive results instead of just getting fucked up. Like, I want to get white girl wasted and shit like that. Like, no, that's the easiest way for these demons and these dark forces to contact you, because they just think we're stupid animals. The fallen angels, or whatever you want to call them, the aliens, they just think we're just pieces of shit animals. Like, they think we're less than animals, because animals, dogs and cats, they actually communicate with the spirits better than humans. Are just completely dumb. They don't care about us. So when I actually used alcohol properly in ritual, seeking the most high, and seeking truth and understanding, I actually have more positive results, as opposed to just burying feelings. Because a lot of people drink because they want to feel better. They want this hidden power within them. They want that liquid courage and shit like that. And you just contact demons. And the only thing that comes through you are demonic spirits that make you feel powerful, but at the end of the day, they make you look like they embarrass you in front of people. And that's what happened to me several times until I understood. I contacted the Most High in the Intergalactic Federation Council, in the Interstellar Angels. I said, "Yo, what's going on? Why am I hearing?" Because every time I hear like these voices, sometimes I hear them when I'm sober. It's when I'm vibrating in a really dark frequency. I started to hear this shit. I'm like, I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm healthy. I work out. I'm vegetarian. I'm doing everything right. I'm trying my best. Why do I hear this stuff? It's demons. It's the interdimensional dark forces that when there are aspects of yourself vibrating on those levels, you're in sync with these things, and they start communicating with you. And that's why you definitely have to, if you have portals or openings within you of weakness, like addiction and sadness and depression, and you have to find a way to solve and heal from that. Because if you don't, then you'll always have connection to the dark forces, and they speak through you, and they mimic your voice to make you think it's you, and it's not, because they know how to do that. They know telepathy very well. It's not hard. Telepathy is not hard. It's just human beings are in such a fucked up state that we've lost our sense of psychic ability and these things. And our this was done on purpose, definitely. But let me also talk about marijuana real quick, because if you don't use alcohol properly, if you're just trying to get fucked up and stuff, you will get taken over by these spirits. And they don't call alcohol spirits for no reason. There's a purpose that they call it that, because the ancients used to use these chemical compositions to contact demons during satanic rituals, or contact the higher beings. But it was used for ritual practice. So when I actually started learning how to use, like, I don't drink hard stuff, but maybe some red wine, like some natural wines and stuff, organic wine. I start doing ritual and prayer and meditation, as opposed to I'm going to get fucked up and white girl wasted, because those are bad intentions. I was using alcohol appropriately and occasionally for ritual purposes. I actually had some benefit. So you got to be careful with that when you get messed up, and you start acting like you're completely taken over by these beings. Like, it's just easy for them. It's like a walk in a park. It's like a cakewalk to them. Like, they just step right through your aura, because all your defenses are down. I've seen how they do it, because they showed me. Like, this is how we take you over. It's like, I have to draw this out because it's hard to explain, but basically it's vapor, it's a spirit, it's an energy, and it comes right through you through portals. It either comes through your soul, it comes through your mind, or it comes from somewhere else, and they step right into you, and they speak through you, and people think it's you, but it's really a demon, and that's the truth. I don't make videos to sound cool, like, I'm this spiritual. No, I just keep it real, because this happened to me. I was embarrassed on several occasions because I was under demonic influence because the demons came through portals inside of me that resonated with darkness. So that was that. So, and then let me just briefly speak on marijuana. Now, I know people people go back and forth. Marijuana is a drug. Marijuana is from all the research I've done throughout the years, because I wouldn't have even touched marijuana if I thought it was as addictive as like cocaine or something, because I've never done cocaine, never done heroin, too scared, because I've seen that destroy people in my inner circle. So I did extensive research. Marijuana is a plant, and it's a medicinal plant. And if you use it correctly, it can have a lot of benefits, actually, not just some, but a lot of benefits. When I smoked marijuana the first time, I actually started hearing a buzzing sound, a loud humming sound. What I've learned in my research was that humming sound was actually the frequency of, I believe, the sun or the planet. It made an om sound. It's that om sound that the ancients and the ascended masters speak of. I heard this loud om sound and buzzing sound in my ear. Then I started to hear things clearer and hear notes and see colors in more in depth. So this plant has some serious power. But the problem with this plant is that the GMOs, and they put roach spray and they put all this craziness in this plant, and it kind of messes it up. But if you actually ingest the plant, because I used to smoke it a lot for, and I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I was in a lot of pain. And I learned that time does not exist. I confirmed this when I was high, because I actually was in my inner self, and I actually confirmed all the things that I believed, that I thought I was crazy. I was taught all my life I was crazy and something was wrong with me. When I actually smoked marijuana, I confirmed that I wasn't crazy. I was just tapping into the isness or the oneness of the universe and understanding that on that level. And marijuana confirmed that time doesn't exist, because when I was high, like, I had a sense of just the now, not just tomorrow and yesterday. I was just in the now. My perception of quote unquote time changed, and marijuana, it has a lot, and I didn't even realize how much anxiety I had until I smoked marijuana, because I never ever in my life felt that relaxed and peaceful ever. I was in a constant state of trauma, and I smoked marijuana, and I actually felt like what it felt like to have just peace, which was crazy, because I'm like, man, all this time I thought I was normal, and I wasn't. I was a person in perpetual anxiety. So I learned a lot from the plant. I don't smoke it a lot, because you're not really supposed to smoke it. You're just supposed to take it either in a tea or ingest it through edibles, because smoking is actually not good for your lungs and stuff like that. Vaporizing is not that bad either, but I learned a lot from marijuana. It has a lot of benefits, especially for someone who has anxiety. It's not to be abused, though. The problem with people is they abuse marijuana and they use it as an escape drug. Marijuana is a teacher. It's not an escape. You use it when appropriate. When you have a lot of shit going on in your life and you don't know what to do, and you want to contact the angelic extraterrestrials, if you want to get right with yourself and the Most High, every once in a while I'll take some marijuana to get right with myself. And not an everyday thing, because marijuana is not, it's not here to baby you. It's here to teach you, and you learn how to deal with your own problems without it eventually. So that's how that works. So marijuana has a lot of spiritual benefit, a lot of healing, especially if you have anxiety. Like, I have severe anxiety. I didn't even realize how much trauma and anxiety I was in until I actually took marijuana. I was like, wow, I've never felt this peaceful in my life. And with that peace, I was able to experience more spiritual, more profound spiritual teachings, and understand more spiritual principles in depth. Because I'm always in a constant state of anxiety, which anxiety and fear and stress can cut you off from the Most High, and cut you off from learning, So marijuana has a lot of benefit. I know there's people going back and forth, it's a drug, it's a drug, it's a drug. Well, from my experiences with marijuana, I never was addicted to it. It doesn't have any addictive chemicals in it, like cigarettes. I made a mistake and started smoking cigarettes in my life, and that is a true addiction. I know what addiction means. Addiction to cigarettes. I'm just thankful that I'm doing a lot better than I used to because I don't smoke cigarettes like that anymore. But marijuana, I never felt like I have to smoke weed. I need weed. No, I never ever felt like that. I felt like that about cigarettes. Like, man, I need a cigarette. This person's driving me crazy, you know. But marijuana, I'd be like, I'll smoke it when I want to smoke it. Like, I just don't feel like I am addicted. Like, I gotta get some marijuana or I'm gonna fall apart. Like, no, that's not how the plant was designed. I also learned that marijuana is extraterrestrial. It came from a different star system or a different part of I think the solar system of the universe. Came from somewhere else. It's an exotic extraterrestrial plant, which is cool. Has a lot of benefits, but don't abuse the plant. It's just a teacher. It's not like you smoke it every day. Like, it's to function in this reality. It's that's another level of bad. But so alcohol does have some benefit if you use natural wines and stuff like that from plants. These things can teach you a lot. And marijuana, but I would say please don't mess with anything addictive. Some people say they use cocaine and rituals and stuff, and I don't mess with it because it's probably in my genetics. It's probably embedded in me because I have a family history of drug use, and I don't even want to bother with these things because I'm scared that I'm gonna get addicted. Because I'm already addicted to cigarettes, even though I don't smoke them like that anymore. It's just I still sometimes I'd be like, damn, I want a cigarette because I'm under a lot of stress or whatever. Or want to just feel better. Don't fuck with addictive stuff. There is no spiritual properties to cigarettes. It's one objective is to make you feel better, and that's it. There is nothing spiritual about it. Especially with all the stuff they put in it. It's. But those are the only two things I do, alcohol and weed. And if you use wine properly, I don't drink hard alcohol like that anymore. Sometimes I'll just occasionally, but not really like that. But when I want to do ritual, I won't really drink like hardcore. I would just drink wine, like red wine and stuff like that. So can spirits come through you when you're under the influence of drugs? Yes. How many times have I seen stories where people were on stuff like, when you mess with man-made chemicals, I just want to bring up this point. When you mess with things that aren't from nature and you fuck with things that are in the laboratory, you're most likely going to have a very bad experience because it's not natural. See, everything in the universe is for a purpose and it was designed a certain way. But when man thinks they're God and they try to go in the laboratory and mess with nature and put chemical compositions together, that could really fuck you up. If you really don't know what you're doing, and you don't have the proper guidance of the Most High. So a lot of these people get high off this PCP and stuff like that, and they say the same thing every time. I saw demons, because they are demons. They are interdimensional spirits that don't care much for human beings at all. They want to see us destroyed and destroy each other. We're like toys. We're like chess pieces to them. They don't give a fuck about us at all. That's just the truth. Anytime people get high off of especially man-made chemicals that weren't chemically composed properly, they enjoy that because, oh, here's another one I'm about to come in. Because the demons told me. I had conversations with demons. I talked to them. Like I was, because one time I got upset, like, leave me the fuck alone. And the demon responded, I'll do whatever I want to you. You're mine. I own you. And I'm like, fuck you. And we would have screaming matches against each other. I spoke to the demons. They told me how they do it. They say human beings are just cattle to us. We just play with them. They're our energetic food. So that's that. I mean, look, man, you gotta get right with the Most High. These dark beings, they don't care. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a crap about anybody. They enjoy people getting fucked up because that's their opportunity to mess with you like a doll, like a puppet, And they love watching people fight. They love watching drama. That's why on TV, the media and stuff is run by demons, run by malevolent extraterrestrials. They feed off this negative energy. So they love watching humans fight and kill each other and fuck each other and all this horrible shit. Like, they enjoy that shit. I spoke to demons several times. I speak to demons and angels. I ask them questions. They do tell me sometimes, They'd be like, yeah, we like to fuck with you. And they'd be coming out with the truth sometimes. They'd be like, well, whatever, you know. Sometimes demons, honestly, I know this sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Sometimes demons could come to the light too. You know, sometimes demons, they get tired of what they're doing and they start telling you the truth. And they say, I don't like this where I'm at and I want to go back to the Most High. And you know, I've crossed paths with many spirits in my life so far since I was a kid. And I've spoken to demons, I've spoken to angels, I've spoken to the Most High, and I've spoken to extraterrestrials. And there's a lot going on this planet. So I'm praying for everybody that they get right with the Most High and get right with truth. And please don't fuck with some of these drugs out here like wet and freaking, I never tried wet ever. I'm never going to fuck with these things, you know, because it will really fuck you up. It will really fuck you up. Even alcohol. Like, I think alcohol should be illegal unless it's like medicinal alcohol and stuff like that. Like natural herbs and wines and stuff like that. But some of the alcohol here is genetically modified and it really messes people up, you know. And then the demons, I talked to the demons. They said, look, you know, we really enjoy watching you guys fight. We enjoy taking your sexual energy. We enjoy the pain. But some demons, they're tired of it. So that some demons, a demon talked to me and said, I'm tired of this realm. And it was telling me the truth and telling me to tell people. And hey, I know that sounds crazy because every time people talk about demons, it's always something negative, right? But some demons are legit tired of where they are in frequency. People ask me, where's hell located? Hell is not really a location. It's a state. It's a state that you go into. It's a vibration. It's a frequency. When you lose a majority of your light because of trauma and crap going on in your life, you end up in hellish places and hellish realms, and you start to hear demons more. And some of these demons, they don't want to be where they're at. They want to get out real bad. They do. And some of them, they're trying to do better, and some of them are just straight evil. And I don't fuck with them. I don't fuck with those. But some demons, they're sad. You know, they don't want to be where they are anymore. So that can happen too. And I just pray for everybody. You know, I pray that we all find spiritual enlightenment in our own way. Sometimes it takes people longer than others. People got to just stop being afraid of folks calling them crazy, because I know people think I'm crazy. I know people think I'm schizophrenic. I know people think that I'm, you know, something is legit wrong with me. And I prayed and prayed and prayed over this, and I was told several times there is nothing wrong with me. I'm just, you know, I had to deal with a lot of spiritual stuff in my life, and it's hard to tell people that who really don't understand. Because some people are just so locked into survival that they don't really see what's really going on in this world, that this is an energetic soul farm, and we're just pawns in a large game, a larger scale game of chess with souls and a bunch of demons, a bunch of aliens. It's so much going on here. It's the animals know it. The animals can see it. The only people that don't know is us, because we were purposely detached from this so that we can continue to be slaves and food and energetic farms for these beings. So just be careful what you put in your body, especially the food you eat, the chemical compositions, and the vibrations, because certain foods can bring your energy down. See, the objective is to bring everyone down to these lower realms, because some of these beings, they're just miserable and lonely. Like, you know, when you're around someone that's really miserable and they make your life a living hell so you could be miserable with them. Well, that's the same concept with some of these demonic beings. And some of these beings are not really demonic. They're just sad beings that they don't know any better. They're lost. They're trapped in a loop of pain and sadness and misery. I'm going to talk about time loops and emotional loops in another video. But I'm praying for everyone, hoping everyone's doing well. And if you're going to use marijuana, use it spiritually. It's not just to get high and feel better. It's when you use marijuana, meditate, look inside yourself, go to your room, close the door, put some candles on, put some nice music, and get into your spiritual space and figure out what's really going on with you, and learn your origins. Because that helped me a lot to learn a lot about myself, and that's all I could say about that. So, all right, guys, have a great day.